Good evening and welcome to Electronic Communication, Music to Your Advantage. I'm Danielle Weigert and I currently am a content editor at a large company and we use electronic communication on a daily basis. Now the forms of electronic communication that we're going to go over today are email, text messaging, blogging, video conferencing, and instant messaging. Now the benefits of email is that it facilitates communication between people in different areas. You can communicate with someone internationally and they can respond to you whenever it's convenient for them. It allows for communication between two or more people, so you can communicate with a large group at once if you need to send out like a mass email, or you can communicate with one person at a time. And it's also quick communication because it's instantly in their inbox instead of like print mail where you have to wait days to receive it. It reduces costs because you no longer have to purchase envelopes, stamps, etc. And it follows the Go Green trend that is occurring around the world. Everything is Go Green since there's no paper involved. And email etiquette. When emailing professional contact, use proper grammar and vocabulary. You always want to sound professional. Do not use slang writing an email because it looks unprofessional and some people might not understand your slang. Include subjects to give a quick reference. You always want to have a subject line on your email in order to allow the person to know what they're going to be reading before they even open the message. And emails must have some kind of order. You don't want it just to be completely scattered. It needs to have some organization. You always want to check your emails promptly so you can respond in a prompt manner as well, because that's part of etiquette. And you need to reply in a timely fashion. Now, writing emails, you do not want to write emails when you're emotional because that will show up in your message and you might say something you might regret. Do not overload the email with sporadic information. You want to have some kind of order, like I previously said. And do not email anything that should be said in person. If it's a very important topic, you want to do that in person because email is not very personal. Always proofreading before you send because there's always going to be grammatical errors and sometimes the spell check might not catch it because it might be a correct word, but the incorrect word that you're trying to use. Always include a greeting and a farewell because that just shows courtesy. And here is our handouts for the day. We have a social media versus standard email. It kind of gives you different statistics. And then this is an infographic. It gives you all the different information about emails, why it's good, the good ways of writing emails, what not to do in an email, things like that. Now the next form of electronic communication that we're going to go over is text messaging. Text messaging is very impersonal. You definitely don't want to communicate anything that is important over a text message. Useful when needing to communicate to multiple people about non-professional information. You can send out a mass text message to many different people. And when communicating with people other than professional contacts, you can use acronyms, abbreviations, and slang for quickness because text messages are impersonal. It's not wrong to use slang in them. And this is a social communication tool, not a professional way to contact anyone. And blogging. Blogging is a type of online journal that allows anyone to see the information. This is something that anyone can see, so you don't want to write something personal in that and something that you should not be telling everyone. Bloggers can post about anything that interests them, and people can leave comments on the blog, and the comments are also viewable to everyone. And blogging can be professional if it is done correctly. Most of the time it is more impersonal and opinion-based. And blogging can also be a social communication tool. The rules of blogging. Do not blog about personal information that you do not want the world to know about. Do not blog about business information that is not available to the public because that could be a breach of contract and it could cause negative consequences. Use discretion. You can blog about anything, but remember anyone can read it. When blogging for a professional, use appropriate language and grammar just like any other setting. If it's with professional people, you want it to be professional. And only blog about company information that has been approved by your company. And the next one we're going to go over is video conferencing. Video conferencing has a variety of uses. You can do conference calls on it, you can do interviews, you can do personal chat, so it has many different uses. And there's several different services you can use, such as Skype, iChat, Nevsys, WebEx, and there's many more besides that. With conference calls, instead of the normal conference call, you can video, giving you a more personal touch. You can actually see the emotion from people, and it connects disparate employees. It saves money because you no longer have to travel to do these things in person. You can just do it over a video conference and get the same results. It improves the work-life balance because, again, you don't have to do the traveling. You're constantly at your home. And it improves effectiveness over regular conference calls because you can accomplish more through a video conference. Video conference etiquette. Normal conference etiquette, you want to use good grammar and vocabulary. Unless it is a personal video chat, be prepared to sit through the entire conference without leaving the computer. You do not need any distractions. If you have kids, they don't need to be around. If you have pets, they don't need to be around. You just need to be solely focused on that video conference. Dress appropriately because they can't see you through a video conference. If you're a woman, do your makeup, do your hair so you look appropriate. And men, make sure you're clean shaven and a bit professional. Turn your phone off or on silent when you're doing a video conference, so that way you're not interrupted by that as well. Instant messaging is the last form of electronic communication that we're going to go over. It is not for official business, used for quick communication between employees. At my job, we do use instant messaging, and it is just for very quick information, nothing important to the company, just kind of a personal chat. Do not send important, time-sensitive material through instant messaging, and do not use this as an email. You do not need to send a big, long paragraph to someone through an instant message that contains business information. Instant messaging etiquette. Since it is an informal communication device, proper grammar and vocabulary are not as important. You want to make sure it does make sense, but it's not important to use exact, perfect vocabulary and grammar. You can use acronyms, slang, etc. It's okay as long as it does not go overboard. For example, you can put something like, just send an email, let me know when you're ready. It's not full sentences, it's just quick message, but you don't want to put G2G, LYLAS, TTYL. People might not understand that, and that's just going overboard. No matter what, though, you do want to be somewhat professional. Electronic communication is the modern way of communicating. Every company has some form of electronic communication, and knowing how to communicate with these tools can help you succeed in life. When using electronic communication, use etiquette and common sense. Thank you, and have a good day.